Okay. Hello. Hi. Happy Camp Nano. When you see this, it's the end of camp. Oops. But this is gonna be like my vlog for camp because I didn't film too much during the month because we'll get into that. But I just want to be here, give you the full update of Camp Nano, how it went. Spoiler alert, didn't go too bad. Let's just do this. Hello, I am Sophie welcome back to my channel, and happy camp. Hope your camp went well. Camp went well for me. I know I didn't put out any weekly vlogs like I hoped I would, but this is gonna be one big vlog for camp. It was a busy month. What's new, right? I did have finals this month though. I only had 2 classes, so I thought it wasn't gonna be too bad. And then it ended up being bad. Finaled. That's okay. But that is all done. I am done with the summer semester, and I am out of school for the next, month, which, very nice. But that is one of the major things that happened this month that kind of stopped me from doing what I actually wanted for camp. But here we are now. Got some good things done, just not exactly what I wanted to get done. So let's jump into it. I'm gonna be chatting the whole time, and I'll have some footage that I filmed throughout the month sprinkled in every now and then. Okay, first and foremost, I finished typing up project draft 3. Here she is. She's beautiful. She's huge. It's currently at 243 pages, and I just hole punched it to put it in a binder so I can read it. So while we're chatting, I'm going to be doing that as well. So if you hear binder noises, sorry. Let's see. My goal for camp was to have Project What ready for betas. Oops. First of all, it took me until the end of the month to finish typing up the story, so I didn't even have a chance to edit it, because that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to edit the story during camp so then it would be ready for August. Literally just finished typing this like a few hours ago. So that didn't happen. About halfway through the month, I realized that I was not going to have time to revise, and I altered my goal slightly, and I said, instead of my word count on Camp NaNoWriMo, the website, counting as how many chapters I had revised, I was going to instead count the words on Camp NaNoWriMo, the website, to mean the chapters that I had typed up, which made things a lot easier for me. So that's what I did instead. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna track typing up the story because this is clearly gonna take much longer than expected. What is new for me? So I made that change. I came to terms with the fact that I was just gonna type it up this month and work on it, revise it in the future. Who knows when this will get out to betas at this point. I have some other things that kind of factor into that, which I'll get into in a second. But I've decided I'm just gonna chill out. I'm gonna make the story the best it can be. All the people that are reading my story I am friends with, so hopefully they won't get too mad at me for pushing it back a little bit. But I kind of want a quality story over a hit deadline, so we're gonna prioritize a good story. Anyways, I don't even remember how far I was into the month. Probably almost 2/3 of the way through. I was typing up the story as per usual, and okay, if you don't know, this story is split up into 2 point of views. One is with one main character and the other is with the other 2 main characters. There are 3. I was typing up the scenes that I had written for the other 2 main characters, which their story kind of falls, they're helping, but it's like a secondary plot almost to the singular main character. I was typing up their scenes and I was like, this is not fun. This is not giving, I guess. It's not giving good book. And I was like, okay, I need to change this. This needs to be changed. Which how many times can I change the plot of the story? I don't know. I had that idea. The seed was planted in my mind, and I was like, this needs to change. the second half of Act 2 for these two main characters needs to be altered to like feel more present in the story. And maybe a few days later, while I was still thinking about it, trying to figure something out, I thought of something that would add a little drama, a little something extra to the story that would help with the rest of the series. Because in the next book, or the third book, I can't really predict that, but in the next books, they start working with this other group that becomes pretty prominent by the end of the story, like the overall story. And the little plot thing that I thought of for this book would make that transition into that group being prominent a lot easier, I hope. So I was like, ooh, okay, this is good. I had one point that I wanted to use that I could add to this, or I guess switch out with something else for these two main characters. That was nice, that was good, cool. Progress, right? The problem was I had nothing else surrounding it. I couldn't just keep everything else in their story and then just change this last thing, because it just wouldn't make sense. So after I had that little tidbit, I was like, okay, I gotta figure this out. Real talk. We gotta do the whole thing. And I ended up reworking the plot. Not the whole plot. The two main characters. Like, what they do, I kind of fixed that up because I had an idea for what their part of the story was going to be, and I liked it, and that was cool, but I didn't execute it very well, and it did not work the way I expected it to, and I'm gonna have to fix that as well, obviously. But it was also just kind of dragging at the end, so I like squished it all into the first part of Act 2 and then redid the second half to make it a little more impactful, a little more fun, you know? Which none of that is in the story yet. That's what this is for, the binder. But I figured out those changes probably 2/3 through the month, and I was like, okay, I know what I'm gonna change. I have the outline redone and like ready to go. I just need to make sure it would flow correctly, but I didn't want to stop the progress I had made so far to redo everything, redo the like second half of Act 2. So I was like, okay, we're gonna type it up, and then we're gonna see what we need to cut and what might be able to stay, and then we can just add everything else. So that happened as well. That kind of slowed progress down, but I do have a game plan for that. We're okay. Anyways, what else happened this month? Finals, which were so much fun. I had one final. My other class didn't have a final exam. I just fell really behind in the class. I ended up cramming it all in like the last week before the grades were due for that class. And then the next week after that, I spent studying for my calculus exam, which is done, and now I am on summer break, which is nice, but summer break did start 4 days before camp was over, so there wasn't much time left. During those like 2 weeks before the end of my classes, I did not touch Project What at all. I was strictly doing schoolwork, and when I wasn't doing schoolwork, I was like watching a movie, I was reading, very little, but I was reading, but not writing. But once it was over, slowly got back into it. I got into reading more than I did writing because I missed reading. As I was spending time reading, I was not spending time writing, so progress was still kind of slow. But, like I said at the beginning, I finished it. I finished typing up the story. So I finished my camp goal, my revised camp goal, but my camp goal. Let's go. I honestly didn't know if I was gonna hit it or not, but earlier today, I just sat down and committed myself to finishing typing up the story. Like, it's typing up the story. I'm not even writing new words. It should not be that difficult, but apparently it is. And I finally finished it. Finally finished it today, so that's nice. That is done, and now it is time to move on to the next step, which is so scary. So that is it. That is all I have for camp. Like I said, it was just a busy month. A lot was happening. We got a little bit done, which is nice. I hit my camp goal on the website technically, which is fun. Haven't done that in a while, and I am ready to move on to the next step, which is very exciting. I cannot wait for this draft to be done. I know I've been saying that for literally months, but slowly but surely it is becoming more and more real, which is amazing. Yeah. Tell me how your camp went. Hopefully good. Was July busy for you too? I totally get it. Completely understand. Let me know all about it, everything. I'd love to know. And good luck with everything else. I don't even know what, but I am very excited to move on to the next step. I hope to see you guys with a vlog with the revision very soon, hopefully. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.